Do you have what it takes? The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is searching for amateurs of all skill levels to play for Team USA and compete against an international field in the King's Cup, a 54-hole match play event at Glasson Golf Club in Athlone, Ireland. When you win your flight at the USGC King's Cup National Championship, you become a part of Team USA at the King's Cup in the spring of 2022. The road to the King's Cup begins with a national qualifier. Learn more at usgolfchallenge.com for all the details.
Have you heard of the fantastic new golf shoes which actually will help your game? Squares will help you improve your balance, stability, and give you more distance.
You want to work on your golf swing authentically? Do it from ground upwards. Change your shoes, change your game.
I did, and I gained 7 yards. These shoes are designed with the latest performance technology, and in testing, they're proven to help add distance. Just go to getsquares.com to find out more. Squares, the distance golf shoe.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to On Par with Amanda. Hope everyone is having a great kickoff to the weekend. And I am going to start the segment with clearing the air on a few things. So I've been getting a lot of questions. As you all have followed me throughout my journey, I have always been with Wilson. They have been nothing but supportive and super great. They've even helped my company, Backswing Golf Events, and done a lot of stuff to partner. But as the years go on, they have also shifted a lot of the corporate dynamic and just going through some, I think, overhaul in general. I have made the decision to leave Wilson staff, which, like I said, they have been nothing but gracious and supportive. And I can't even imagine that I'm making this announcement, but I will no longer. This will be the last Wilson staff thing you see that I'm wearing. And I am moving to Mizuno. So I have just recently jumped on board with Mizuno. I'm getting my fitting done today, as a matter of fact. And they've been nothing but supportive as well, and they're excited. So just a little background. Even though I was on staff with Wilson, I had a few clubs in my bag that either I didn't use when I played on tour, like my 3-wood. I never carried a 3-wood competitively, but that's Mizuno. And then my driver has always been Mizuno. They've made a really great golf club. And now I don't have to hide it anymore. I can throw a Mizuno head cover on it. And I'm really excited for this new chapter, this new adventure. I know that a lot of people have been wondering. They've been seeing less and less of Wilson posts and such. But I think where they're at right now, their budget just isn't holding. And they're kind of redesigning and redoing what they want to do for their brand and with sponsorships. And so no better time than for me to jump on board with a new adventure. And I'm really excited. I honestly haven't been this excited in a while. And I've hit Mizuno clubs and tried them, of course, at the demo shows and things like that. And it has been awesome. So I'm really excited, and I will definitely keep you guys updated. You'll be seeing lots more, as I post and I get my new clubs. But I'm just really excited, and I hope everyone's super supportive. And, my Instagram followers have always been on my side and my team. And I just hope that it stays that way. And I realize that leaving a company like Wilson, is a tough decision, but at the same time, I have to do what's best for me and my career. And right now that's moving on and going with Mizuno. But like I said, I have no negative feelings towards Wilson. I'm very excited to continue to watch them change and grow. And who knows, there might be a time that I'm right back in the Wilson family. So for now, I'm very excited. And huge shout out to Mizuno for taking me on. I'm really excited to move forward. So let's jump into today's topic. And if any of you are Team Mizuno, please write in to me. I'd love to chat and love to hear about some of the new stuff that I am less familiar with. Okay, so today we are going to talk about grand stopping. In all my years of golf, I didn't really know that this was a term until I started doing a little bit more research. So as you know, the ANA inspiration always had that blue wall that was built around the 18th green. So it's an island green when you're hitting into 18, the par 5. But the blue wall that they built, it wasn't even a grandstand wall. It was literally just a wall. So girls were always able to hit 3-wood over and let it hit it, and it would drop right down. They get free relief from the wall. It really was a no risk. So a lot of girls would go for the green in 2, even though if that wall wasn't there, definitely girls would not be hitting 3-wood into a green that they couldn't get the ball to stop. If you've ever been to the ANA or played Dyna, that green on 18 is so narrow in depth that getting something to hold like a 3-wood or a 7-wood, it's pretty tough. So a lot of girls like Brittany Lincecum. So Brittany was she's a 2-time winner of this event. And she talked a lot. She said, I saw a lot of balls go over the green in the water without that wall. So they've removed the wall for this year. She also said, even last night, my caddy and I were talking about it. If we don't have a 9-wood or less into that green, I don't think we're going to be able to go for it because I don't think it will stop. So this changes the dynamic of the hole so much. Not only is it a par 5, so par 5s are where you pick up shots. It's so girls are hammering it, going for it in 2. It's also the closing hole. So if you're in the lead going in and it's the last day, or it's the last day before a cut, and you say, I got to get aggressive here and I need to pick one up, you might not be doing that anymore. It might be a totally different feel. And I think that this is going to change the dynamic so much of the whole tournament. A lot of people think, oh, it's one hole, it's no big deal, but it does change your mindset. You can't rely on 18 being a just rip it over the green and let it fall. So I think a lot of girls, there's going to be girls that are frustrated over this, of course, especially the girls that aren't big power hitters. They were able to hit 3-wood into the green and not care. But the power hitters, they're going to be hitting hybrid in, off the tee. They're going to get a big enough drive to where it doesn't matter anyway. So Lincecum also went on to say that in 2009, she made eagle at the 72nd hole with a 9-wood. In 2015, she made an eagle with a 5-iron. So she's drawing the line at 190 yards as the maximum distance, which she would try to go for the green. So it's changing her approach. So imagine every girl out there, it's going to change that approach. I've played Q school at the Dyna course many years, and we never had a wall. We never had a grandstand. We just had to hit into that green. And it was never a just go for it green. So when I always would watch the LPGA play there, I would always get frustrated because we never had the opportunity to rip it over the green for Q school and just watch it kind of, settle. The green is also a little bit pitched towards the center. So even if you hit, a lot of times if it makes it over that halfway point, it's just going to roll off and down into the water. So it is not the hole to mess with for sure. So grand stopping. Grandstands are a huge part of professional golf, LPGA and PGA. So I kind of did my research and I started thinking about the things that the courses that we see that have this, I say issue, but as spectators, you might say, oh, I didn't even notice, or I didn't even think about it. So Firestone Country Club in Ohio, I've had the privilege of getting to play there, which was awesome. But that's another course. 18 always has grandstands, and people are able to just rip these guys that play at Firestone for the PGA Tour event, where they played. It used to be the Bridgestone. They used to rip it on into the grandstands, let it hit, fall down. You get relief. No harm, no foul. So there's another one. Every year when I go to the ShopRite, the 18th green has grandstands. It's the same thing. You hit the ball as hard as you can, and you don't care if you overshoot because you're going to hit some grandstands. It's going to fall down. And like I said, a lot of times these rules are you get free relief. So there's no harm, no foul. You're playing so much more aggressively knowing that you can't hit it over and get yourself into more trouble. So why would I lay up if I can just plow 3-wood or drive her off the deck and get it up there? I'm torn with this because as a player, as a golfer, I don't love this idea. But if you're a PGA or an LPGA full-time player and you've seen this year after year after year after year, if they take it away, of course you're going to be frustrated. It changes the game. It changes what has been known, forever. So another great example is the Sony Open in Hawaii. This was a huge one. And this is where a lot of people relied on the grandstands. It was at YLA Country Club, and the way that the grandstands were set up, it was the same thing. Risk or reward, there's no risk. Just hit it over the green. And if most of the time you're going to get a pretty good bounce off the grandstands. And if you do kind of get tangled in them, you take relief and you move forward. So I'm interested to see what you guys think about this. Obviously, it's a totally different dynamic. Grandstands are not something amateurs and or I on a regular basis go out and have sitting there. I think it's more of something that these elite players that are playing full-time on tour get to see on a regular basis. Even for Symetra Tour, you don't really see a lot of grandstands. It's a different feel. LPGA, of course, I get it. PGA, sure. So I think that a lot of girls were actually, including Linscomb, seeing this change in a positive light and saying it's a cool golf hole now. Like, it makes players actually hit great shots. And I think that's definitely important. So I know that a lot of people will probably be frustrated, but on the other hand, if you're a true golfer, you want to see a golf course set up to where it's not just a gimme, birdie or eagle. You got to work for it. And that's what's going to separate the winners. It's, having the adrenaline going into 18 and needing to hit a great shot rather than, well, with my nerves and everything, I can just hit something as hard as I can. So I'm interested in seeing what you guys think about grand stopping and your thoughts, and if you've ever noticed it before. I didn't know this was the term, but I am learning every single day. Write into me at A Robertson Golf on Instagram. I really appreciate it. I've been getting tons of messages lately, just about all kinds of golf cool stuff, and or fitness and nutrition. Let me know your thoughts and make sure you're writing into the show as well, bigsgolftalk@gmail.com. And I will see you guys next week. But until then, keep swinging for par.